Haashim Pead stakes his claim as Lions' next generational talent. Haashim Pead announced himself in dramatic fashion for the Lions, scoring a match-winning try in the dying moments against the Sharks, a moment that should force a rethink over his limited game time. Opportunities have been scarce this season for the Junior Springboks star, the latest prodigious talent emerging from South Africa's seemingly endless production line. Prior to his impactful cameo in Durban, Pead had accumulated just 14 minutes of action, bringing his season total to only 29 minutes, nearly half of which came in that decisive appearance. The presence of Springbok scrum-half Morn van den Berg and fellow rising star Nico Stein has restricted Pead's opportunities. But his influence against a strong Shark side demands serious consideration. It was not only the composure he showed to bamboozle front rower Mwandam Danda and score in the corner that stood out, but the authority and swagger he displayed in the 14 minutes preceding the decisive moment that a special player introduced with the Lions under pressure and trailing. Pead wasted little time making his presence felt. His first pass was slightly misfired and fumbled by Chris Smith, but the youngster responded immediately with a superbly executed box kick. The Sharks had dominated the aerial battle up to that point, yet Pead's first kick gave Angelo Davids a genuine contest opportunity. Although the former Blitzboks winger knocked on, he still acknowledged the quality of the kick that shifted momentum and territory. Pead repeated the feat moments later, forcing another error before towing the ball deep into Sharks territory. He was eventually beaten by Grant Williams. No small feat, but the intent was clear. From there, his involvement was consistently positive, culminating in the match-winning try that sealed a memorable comeback. Lions head coach Ivan van Rooyen was full of praise afterwards, while also explaining why Pead's minutes have been carefully managed. "We are super excited for all our number 9s, Van Rooyen said. Haashim is a special player. We've been working hard with him on quickness and understanding the game plan. He had some nice exposure touring with us and learning to see the picture. We're as excited about him as everyone else, and I'm happy he could make the difference today." Statement performance. It was a statement showing in a high-pressure SA Rugby derby, and one that continues Pead's rapid rise. Just last year, he was invited to train with the Springboks following a sensational World Rugby U20 Championship campaign that ended with South Africa lifting the trophy. That tournament was where Pead first truly caught global attention, smashing records previously set by France and Toulouse star Antoine Dupont. Opta confirmed his remarkable impact during the pool stages. Haashim Pead has gained 232 meters from 15 carries at the 2025 #World Rugby U20s, the most by a scrum half in the pool stages. Since Opta began recording this data, the only other number 9 to surpass 200 meters was Antoine Dupont in 2016, 227. They added, Pead was directly involved in 8 tries, 5 scored, 3 assisted, the most of any player in the pool stages, surpassing the previous record of 7. The Lions have deliberately managed his exposure to ensure he was fully prepared before unleashing him at senior level. After Durban, it is difficult to argue that moment has not arrived. Opportunity knocks the Lions face Lion and Perpignan in their next 2 Challenge Cup fixtures. Having lost their opening matches, they sit bottom of Pool 2 with only an outside chance of qualification, circumstances that could allow for bolder selection calls. Van den Berg, meanwhile, has featured just 3 times this season and has spent time in the Springbok environment under Rassie Erasmus. A short reset could open the door for Pead to gain meaningful minutes against French opposition. Both Lion and Perpignan sit 12th and 13th on the top 14 table, with the latter having managed just 2 league wins, albeit one coming impressively against Toulouse, that a talent that must be trusted. There is unanimous agreement among coaches who have worked with Pead. He is a special, generational talent. While careful management is important, form must also be rewarded, and prolonged shielding risks stalling development. The 20-year-old will be brimming with confidence after his Durban cameo, and Van Rooyen would be wise to give him the chance to build momentum and challenge the established scrum-half hierarchy. Should he do so successfully, talk of a Springbok future, and even a seat on the plane to Australia in 2027 would not be premature. Erasmus has repeatedly shown he is willing to fast-track exceptional talent, as seen with Kanan Moody and Sasha Feinberg-Mizu. Former Springbok scrum-half Rudy Page echoed that sentiment when Pead was invited into the Bok camp last year. He still has a lot to learn and needs to play in big competitions like the URC to develop further, Page told IOL. But we're going to see Haashim Pead in a Springbok jersey sooner rather than later. He has all the capabilities to make it. This feels like the beginning of something special.